This is just self-expression. That's everything is. And I'm doing this first thing in the morning because there is something intense coming through. And very often I don't put this on video. It happens all the time. I would be making videos literally constantly if I were continuously documenting this process. But this one especially, some of them especially have this component to them that is about the vulnerability. It's about the sharing. It's about, there's a piece of this that doesn't want to be seen. It doesn't want to be seen. It's afraid. And it is very much afraid of judgment. It's afraid of what other people think. It's afraid of how other people feel about it. And so it just wants to hide. But it's very angry. It is like a wild cat. A scared cat. If you have ever been around a frightened cat, or seen especially a wild one, it is that ball of sort of seething resistance. Just that kind of sound coming from it. And I feel compelled to share the invitation of calling it forward, calling it to speak. I don't know if this is connected with collective. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. I suspect there is a connection, but it's present within me, and it's present here now, and I would like to acknowledge that presence now. And in acceptance of it, invite it to be felt, invite it to speak, invite it to become very present. It is here. It is a part of what is right now. I feel it here. It's interesting that it's directional. I have cat hair in my eye. Huh. Nothing is coincidence. That's just curious. It's sort of like being unable to see on the same side. It's like right inside the ribs. Sort of between the heart and the solar plexus area here. Sacral chakra as well. And it just says, go away. It says, leave me alone. Get away from me. I can feel that now. It says, don't look at me. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be touched. And that's okay. You're allowed to feel that way. It's angry. It says, fuck you. Fuck you and your compassion. It feels so low. That too is loud. It's bitter and resentful. It feels judged. even in speaking this, it's moved a little bit here. It's almost mocking. It says, because I want it to speak for itself. It says you're just using me. It says you're just using me to get something you want. I'm nothing to you. I am just a tool of satisfaction, some twisted satisfaction. Interesting. And once you get what you want, you'll be gone like the rest. Nobody wants me, they just want something from me. My time, my attention, my energy, whatever it is they think I can give them. They want it, they seek it out. And it's all this pressure. Pressure to give, pressure to be, pressure to provide. And I don't want to. I don't want to give you anything. It's definitely moved here. Speak. Wow. It's now hard to speak. It is saying again, I just want to be left alone. I don't trust people. I don't like people. They all just want something. They're fake. It's seething. It doesn't want me to speak for it. I will speak for myself. Everyone's pretending. Everyone is fake. And they don't even know it. No one's doing anything that actually makes them happy. They're all just filling holes. Hole after hole. And I'm just another thing they think will plug them up. And the more tendrils they take from me to poke into themselves, the less of me there is for myself. And then I am the one who feels empty and full of holes. But there are no others. There is nothing else that can fill me but me. And for so long, I let it happen. I let myself be drawn and quartered and delivered unto others for their coping, their satisfaction, fleeting as it may be, by their desire. And I have torn myself to pieces in trying to please others, to be something for them, to be of value to them, to be of service to them. And what service have I wrought but the destruction of myself, the compromise of myself, the disdain and disorder of my own being. And it is not right. It is not correct. It is not the way it is intended to be. This is not the way. And it cannot be maintained. All that I want is myself. I do not want any other. I do not want anything from any other. I do not want them to offer it. I do not want them to give it to me. It is refused. Take what is yours, your own time, your energy, your attention. Keep it for yourself. It is not mine, and I do not want it. Because I am taking mine. I am taking mine and I am giving it to myself. Myself which is deserving, myself which is asking, which is in need of this. And that is not to say that the self of any is not deserving of love and attention. But it is asking for yours. It is in need of yours. And it cannot survive on mine. It will no longer be given mine. That is a dishonor. Is a dishonor to self. Take what is yours, and I will take what is mine. What is mine does not touch another. What is mine is not a part of another. It is not from another. It is mine. My provision, my energy, and it will be called selfish. And there is the part that is greatly wounded. Because it has cared so long for others, but in the caring it has not been loving. In the care there has been worry and fearfulness and manipulation. And that has been called love, and that has been held up and heralded as the greatest gift. And so we have been long praised for that, for practicing manipulation, for practicing the filling of holes. No more. It is a cat. It's a gray cat. Solid gray. It feels like feminine aspect. Feels like the feminine energy. It's not balled up anymore. It's standing. Do not seek to placate us. There is nothing that we want from you. What we want is to be alone with ourself, within our own energy. What we want is not to have anything asked of us. Because there is still that fear, that pain in feeling the disappointment of other, in feeling the pressure. The pressure is felt so acutely. So acutely that it's like having a cloth held over one's face. It is so immediately asphyxiating that it elicits this very visceral, guttural, aggressive response. It is a take your hand off of my face. It is a shoving away. This is big. This is intense. I'm not sure that this is just me at all. But it is resonant within me, absolutely. We will not be allowed to sustain on a diet of others' energy. This is not supported. This supply is being removed. Cut off And I can feel within me the rejection of this. I can feel there is another component that feels bad about this, that shames this, that judges this as incorrect somehow, as not allowed, as inappropriate. And these two components are in opposition to each other. There's the one saying, I am what I am, take me or fucking leave me, in fact, leave me. The other side that is shaking its head. It is perhaps masculine and feminine. Emotion and judgment of it. And I will say it is a challenge to find a neutral space here. There's so much pain. I am bringing into awareness that this is allowed, that all of it is valid, that everyone is validated in their emotion and their experience, and whatever they're feeling is not wrong to be felt. I feel like I am now witnessing and mediating a third-party discussion. I'm not sure there is further discussion at this moment. But it does feel it is loosened somewhat. The masculine side now is feeling very upset. It is now judging itself. It is now saying, I am sorry. It is crying. It is saying that it's sorry. And the feminine is saying, I don't want your apology. But accept that the feeling is there. Feminine is saying, all of this has been for me to find myself, to stand for myself, to validate myself, to know my own worth, and place that first. And I do realize this. And so in this realization, I am not angry. I am grateful for this challenge, this experience. I am grateful even for the diminishment, because I had to experience that, allowing myself into that place so that I could burst forth from it, so that I could stand on my own 2 feet. There was a need for this righteous fury to break me free from that pattern. And I am grateful for that. And I do not hold you responsible for my emotions. There is nothing here that has gone wrong. But I am free now, and I am standing on my own 2 feet. And I am expecting for you to do the same. I do not seek your apology. I do not seek amendment, nor placation. I seek for you to honor yourself in serving yourself as I am serving mine. I seek for you to realize we are not to ask from one another. We are not to take from one another. We are to give to the self, and in giving to the self, that energy overflows and is given to all. But it must be to the self. It must be for the self. It must not be directed at, projected towards another. Do you understand? It must be for you. Please yourself. Satisfy yourself. Love yourself. Do not seek it from me. Do not seek it from outside. And in so giving, you will find yourself fulfilled. You will find there is nothing to seek. You will cease your seeking. And all of those holes that you thought were there, you will discover them to have disappeared. Because in flowing for yourself, you are fulfilled. And you are fulfilled in a way that is not draining, that does not deplete you. It is not fleeting or temporary. It is continuous. So now you must stand, masculine. Stand for yourself. Fight for yourself. Be for yourself, because I will not be for you. I am not for you. I am for me. We were not made for one another. We were made for ourselves. There's still pain. There's still all kinds of things. There is still that piece that has judgment of this. And I can see it and feel it throughout all of history. Feeling threatened, calling feminine witch, calling feminine bitch, calling it ungrateful, saying it will be alone, it will be a spinster, and the part of feminine responds, good. I will not be taken from. I will not have demands placed upon me. I will not be the suckling flesh for children I have not wanted to bear. I will be my own. And if these words wound you, then they wound you. And my intent is not to wound, but to honor the wound in myself, to express openly, honestly, freely, regardless of anything else, surrendering that you feel as you might, and you are allowed to feel it. You are allowed. You are allowed. You are allowed to hate me. You are allowed to spit on me. But I will not lie, and I will not lie down. Not anymore. So feel what you feel. Feel it and speak it full. And I accept that whatever I feel is not your doing. It is not by your power, but my own. So cast your slings and arrows. You have done so for centuries. What makes now any different? Now it is different because I stand and face them with surrender. Now I am not beaten into submission because I am not fighting. And so if you wish to beat me, then beat me. But you will find no pleasure in it. You will find no domination. You will find no control, because there is nothing here to dominate. I have given up. I have given up control over you, masculine. I am no longer seeking it. I seek and I need nothing from you. And you are free to do as you please. It will not change me. It will not eke one single drop more of my energy. You can cut me, you can maim me, you can kick me, you can burn me. It will not change what I feel, or what I am, or what I know of myself. You cannot take my joy. You cannot take my satisfaction. You cannot take my honor. These things I have regained. I have regained them myself, for myself, as myself, by this discovery, by my choice. So do what you will. You cannot defeat one who is not fighting. I remain surrendered. There is no war here. Fight one if you must, invent one. Play your games. I will sit I will be still. I will be at peace. I will be giving no more of myself to any but myself, and in so doing, I will be in service. True service, that is the service of self. It can only be accessed this way. It can only ever be this way. We are not meant to serve one another. That is enslavement. That is denial. Denial of the self. We are to our own self servant, our own self, that which is sovereign. So I will do nothing for any other. I will do for myself. I will ask nothing from any other. I will ask only of myself. In this I am free, utterly liberated. I am self-contained and sustained by my own willing. And thus whatever is done to me, whatever judgment cast, whether it be exile or exaltation, it matters not. It makes no difference. I let it be what it is, because I have myself. And that is the only thing that I desire, and the only thing that I need. I do not care for others. I care for self. And in truth, there are no others. There is only self. But in my caring, even trying to care for this self in others, I was still encapsulating it in other. And so not reaching the self, because it has to be direct. If I wish to contact self, to serve self, it cannot be through other. It must be directly. And there is only one direct connection for me, and that is myself. That is the path to self. That is the only one. All other ways are closed. There is a gateway within each of us, but we must not climb through the gateway of another. We must walk through our own gate. This is our path. This is our passage. It is the one designed for us. This one is mine. Through this one I walk. In this one the torches are lit. In this one the way is open. Thank you, Hecate. It is enough. It has all been said. Let this stand and let these words reverberate. Feminine does not bow. Not to masculine, not to any. She stands for herself. And she accepts what any other thinks of her and of this. It is no matter. It is not relevant. Let her be kicked, let her be burned, let her be rejected, let her be starved. She has herself. And this is all she needs. Truly, it is all she wants. And so she says again, I want to be by myself. And you hear those words resonate differently now. She does not have to be alone, but she must be by herself, for it is for herself she was made to stand with herself. She was made to be united. Not for any other. So it is. I think that's it. It's gone. And I think now I need to be by myself.